Hello everyone and welcome to the Sorrento Bowling Club for continuing action. It's day 2 of the Nationals 2023. We had a massive day yesterday. It's going to be another big day again. We'll be streaming right throughout the day and into the evening as we decide more gold medalists here at the Nationals 2023. Clive Adams in the chair for you. I'm joined by Bowls WA CEO Ken Pride. How are you, Ken?
Morning, Clive. Outstanding day again. It's going to be a nice warm one for the players out there.
Certainly is. Now, we are underway. They got us with a bit of an early start again. 8:30 is the scheduled time, but they get underway a little bit early, so we'll just see the outcome of this bowl. Well, crashes into the pack and will make a difference. But we've got Sam Ferguson from New South Wales taking on Laini McGorman here from South Australia. Sam scored first on the first end, scored 2 shots, actually sat with 4 before Laini's last bowl managed to cut it down to 2. And again, we've seen Sam on the jack here, and the girls are just deciding who's got second shot there. Sam comes into this one sitting on top of the table, Ken, and Laini in seconds. This is a massive game for the overall outcome.
Yeah, you would think if Sam can get over Laini in this game, that doesn't completely tie it all up, but be very close to it. If Laini happens to get up, it does open the field right back up for some other players like a Chris Hayes-Watson from WA to get back into the comp. 1
shot confirmed there to Sam Ferguson. She leads at 3 shots to 0. Yes, the current table has, as we mentioned, Sam on top, Laini second. Chris Hayes-Watson's in third with 2 wins, but still has to have her bye. Both of these players have had their bye, so that's what puts them in such good standing, sitting up there with both with 3 wins. Cassandra Millerick's on 2 wins. She's also had her bye. Julia Brownie is on 2 wins as well. She still has to have her bye, and her shots up probably make it a bridge too far for her to be able to catch up, although with a couple of big wins, who knows, And then Ray Simpson and Elisa Rigoni are still chasing their first wins. We've got under-18s in action again. We've got the men's champion of champions, and in just a few minutes' time, the Para-Nationals will get underway again over at Warwick, and they had a massive day out there as well. So it's all thanks to Tourism WA, the Department of Local Government, Sport and Cultural Industries, alongside Lottery West, and of course the City of Joondalup. They've been massive. All 3 of our principal partners, Ken, in bringing us the Nationals.
Yeah, absolutely. Expensive exercises, these championships. So to get that sort of funding from government has, I guess, really made the difference. And of course, particularly Tourism WA looking to have that funding back when the states return in 2026.
Very, very windy conditions have greeted the players this morning. We've been a little bit concerned that our marquee might take off a couple of times, but players have handled it pretty well so far. Sam opting to play the wide hand and doing it with aplomb, might I add. Look at that. Beautifully played. She was on fire when we covered Sam yesterday. Ken, we felt a little bit for Julia Brownie because she just never had a chance to even get into the match because Sam was just all over it right from the start.
Yeah, clearly playing extremely well, and as you mentioned earlier, Clive, you would think the way it's structured, the competition is perhaps out of these 2 girls with Bolivia, with Millerick as well.
Cassandra?
I knew I was going to say Bolivia at some stage. Cassandra Millerick, given, as you said earlier on, that the bye she's had, she needs to win, of course, against the Queensland rep, and that, again, will throw the competition wide open. But I think it's there for Sam to win or lose, really.
Yep. And she's played another good bowl here. This one's just going to trickle past the front, and that will do enough to count. So 3 shots signalled there by our marker, Di Milner. Di from South Australia over here for the tournament, and one of the expert ITOs that we're used to seeing at these big events. They do a fine job. Maybe some weight here from Laini. Yeah. This is wide. Just clips her own bowl away. Now, wonder whether Sam might think about slipping around the back here, because with the setup the way it is, every chance that Laini might choose to attack again. And this is the way Sam was yesterday morning, just caught her opponent on the hop, and she's got out of the blocks quick again here.
Might have gone the other way, Clive. I mean, almost blocking that running shot now. Hard shot to play on the backhand with that breeze the way it is.
Well, Laini's sticking to forehand here, Ken. This is a tough shot.
Still playing with weight, Clive. Not as much, I wouldn't think.
So she's looking to get to that outside bowl on this forehand side. She's very close. This is very close. What a great shot. Oh, it's found its way through the gap. Wow. Well, that was expertly played, but just found its way through the gap. And Sam is rewarded with 2 more shots, leads at 5-0. Now, we do have blue against purple here, so you can tell the difference, but we'll help you through the match. And just to explain the paddles, it is New South Wales versus South Australia. So Sam Ferguson, you'll see the blue paddles held up for New South Wales, and Laini McGorman, the red paddles held up for South Australia. Players in this tournament do wear their club uniforms rather than their state uniforms. When we see the under-18s, they are wearing their state uniforms. Wow.
It's very hard to explain to our viewers the strength of the wind here, Clive.
Yeah, it is a very strong easterly.
Gale force here at the moment.
Sorrento is renowned for being a windy place to play bowls, and it looks like Sam's made the decision early on here. I'm not going to fight the wind on the narrow hand. I'm going to embrace the wind and play the wide hand and let it bring me back to the jack.
Speed, Clive. I don't think probably as quick as the green yesterday. This was a little bit later coming into play at Sorrento.
Yeah, I think we're more in the 14 to 14.5 type realm first up this morning. It may quicken up a little bit throughout the day, and then of course in the evening sessions we see the greens just drop off a little bit, as you would expect once the sun's gone down.
Certainly the colour is a little greener than the green was yesterday, which is quite straw coloured. So as I said, the last green to come in at Sorrento, still running absolutely beautifully, really, for this time of the year in Perth. So we're pretty fortunate with the sorts of weather we've had. As I said, 34 degrees again today, Clive.
And a big welcome to our Facebook viewers as well. Just a little bit of Facebook glitchiness stopping us from getting on right from the start. So you do join us as the match is poised at 5-0 in favour of Sam Ferguson right here. It is Sam Ferguson from New South Wales versus Laini McGorman from South Australia in a match that's going to go a long way to determining our title winner. There is no final in this event. It is a pure round robin event, and whoever finishes on top takes the gold. Of course, then we have a silver and a bronze medal position as well. Well, there's an opportunity here for Laini. Ken, Sam's been all over the jack so far, and just a little bit of room forming here. Now, has Laini got the journey? That's all it's going to be, and I think she has.
Yeah, it's a fine shot.
Yeah, brilliantly played. No matter who you are and what experience you have, when you're down to 0, you just want to get that scoreboard ticking over. Weight here from Sam Ferguson for the first time in the match. And, well, she got the jack, but this has not worked out well for her. So it was bowl onto jack, and I think it's at least 2. Laini McGorman still has 1 more to play, so this is going to be a big opportunity for Laini to get herself right back into this one. Yes, apologies to our Facebook viewers for just a slight delay in getting to air, but it's all sorted now, and we'll be with you right the way through the day. That is going to be 3 shots to Laini McGorman, and gets a scoring. She trails 5-3 to Sam Ferguson. As we explained, Di's actually got 4 paddles ready in her hand here, so maybe there is a look for 4.
No.
3.
Di
She had them
adjusts
ready.
the paddles.
Yeah, she had them
quickly
ready
whip
to
one
go.
away.
Yep.
Yeah, interesting to see if, and I must say, apart from that end, Sam Ferguson's been all over the jack, as you said. What sort of change of length here from Laini? Certainly brought the mat up a little further. Jack still back on the tee, but I would suggest probably 2 or 3 metres less length than the first few ends. Still elect to play the narrow forehand.
If you have just joined us on Facebook, we were talking about the wind. It is an extremely windy day here so far at Sorrento, and the direction in which we're playing, Laini is playing the narrow hand, and Sam so far has chosen to play the wide hand. So this bowl from Sam Ferguson, the backhand in this direction being the wider side at this stage. It is a strong easterly that is whipping through. Sam's not far away with this either, mate. Perhaps just needs it to run a little. So it is interesting that it'll be interesting come a couple more ends, Ken, whether either player feels that they need to join the other on the hand that they're playing. It can be a bit of a feeling out period in singles where players start on the opposite side and then say, well, no, I can't stay this way. Laini with another great bowl here. Just misses the jack, but no issue with missing the jack. It's a very close shot bowl.
Well, I think both players have started relatively well, even though they're playing different hands. So at the moment, you would think they'd be quite happy to persevere with what they're playing here. Although again, Sam's just going to come up a touch short.
I'll tell you what, I reckon the players might be happy they're playing on this green that's just a little bit slower, because behind us might be hard work at the moment. If that's running as quick as it was yesterday, Lee Schreiner indicated downwind. It was close to 18 yesterday. Probably
that was the quickest green at the complex they played on yesterday.
Yep.
A green here at Sorrento, the one right in front of the clubhouse, was the one they were on yesterday with the telecast. But as I said, this one the closest to the front gate for those that do know Sorrento. Probably a couple of seconds slower. Again, the last green to come into play for the club. Only really been in play for these championships.
So Laini's purple bowls currently are holding 2, courtesy of those 2 red paddles. Can Laini find a way in here now? How far is this jack going? Well, that's a great shot.
That is a super shot.
Tucked it away nicely. Just wait for Di to mark it, and probably 3 shots. It is. 3 is signalled.
Went on the wide hand too, Clive. And now that forces Sam Ferguson now onto the forehand with weight. Not overly happy with it. Might be a little touch wide.
Perhaps looking to remove a couple of those, but no avail. And it looks like Laini might hit the front here, which is a big change in the match. You do have Clive Adams and Ken Pride here covering this match for you today. And 3 shots it is. Laini McGorman takes the lead, 6 shots to 5. And look, in a way, I think you said it early on, Ken, if Sam wins this, it makes it very hard to catch. She's got a 22 shot advantage on the shots difference. But if Laini wins it, it's not the end of the tournament for Sam Ferguson. She's still well in the mix. So that's the balance, and it's because of that shots up margin. A close loss for Sam Ferguson here wouldn't necessarily end her gold medal hopes. This one looks to be a little, I was going to say it wasn't quite going to reach, but it is still travelling. Well, it's a handy starter.
Absolutely. I think anything within a couple of feet in these conditions, gusty wind conditions, is a fine bowl. Again, Sam Ferguson persevering with the wide hand. In this case, forehand for her, going back to the clubhouse. She's played a perfectly weighted shot. Just needs to clear that front bowl. Probably falls in for shot.
It's going to be an interesting day, Ken, because the forecast says winds northeasterly 25 to 35 kilometres an hour, becoming light in the evening.
Northeasterly. Yep, that's what we've got at the moment.
All day.
All day.
That might mean hot.
will be hot.
Yes, 34 degrees is the forecast. It's already 28 degrees here, and it's 8:45 in the morning. So it is going to be a warm one for our competitors as Laini adds another one there.
Yeah, I had a look at the forecast for the rest of the week, obviously with some of our teams events, if you like. The over 60s kicking off tomorrow at Joondalup Bowling Club, which is about 6 or 7 kilometres further north up the coast than Sorrento. It does cool off a little bit, but then next Saturday I think it's back up to 31 again. So, well, it's certainly a lot better than rain, put it that way.
It certainly is.
Perfect conditions. Apart from the wind, really perfect bowling conditions.
But yes, one of those things that we rely on here in Perth on the hot days is that southwesterly that comes in the afternoon. The forecast says we're not going to see that today, so fluid intake for the players is going to be very, very important. All right, Laini just coming up short with that. Might see Sam play a little bit more forceful here. Looks like she's using a little bit of weight to try and land in amongst those purple bowls or push her own onto it.
She's looking like it.
That's what
played. That's a terrific shot. Beautifully weighted.
Yeah.
Really liked it from the moment she left her hand too. She really stalked that. And one it is.
She's exuding confidence at the moment, Ken. You can just see it in the way she's carrying herself. Just very, very confident player.
Indeed. I think both players now have hit the ground running. Although that critical shot could have been 7 or 8 in a row for Laini, but that's an absolute whopper and very difficult to get to. With a couple of bowls in her eye, she plays the narrower of the hands, the backhand.
Just needs it to hang on. It's not going to. So an opportunity now for Sam to add another. She'll be drawing forehand here. Out to her own wideish bowl that's out there on the wing and just drop down inside it. Not a lot of danger here because even if she runs into Laini's bowl, she's not going to give away a shot. And might have just underdone.
Yeah, just going to drift her.
Easily done in these conditions, but the big shot was the third bowl of Sam Ferguson there. She collects one and ties it up at 6 shots apiece, coincidentally, after 6 ends. Of course, the ends don't matter. We are playing to 21, first to 21, and dead ends remain dead in this Champion of Champions format, and there is no time limit. Across the boards, we have Victoria and Queensland, so that's Cass Millerick and Julia Brownie. Julia Brownie leads that one. We're just getting a score update, 5-3. So Julia Brownie in front there. It's a 6-4 lead to Ray Simpson over Chris Ace Watson. That's Tasmania against WA. That's your score updates for your Women's Champion of Champions matches for this round 5 this morning here at Sorrento. When you play here at Sorrento, I've just seen a message from Jess Alvaro. Hi Clive and Cam, better than 15 here in Melbourne, and we have a practice match today. Well, you enjoy that, Jess. Make sure you put your jumper on. I think it was it the Queensland team that had some wet weather gear brought in, Ken? I think that's still in the box.
Indeed, yeah. As Brett thought it important to make sure they had the wet weather gear on hand, so they sent about 60 or 70 jackets across, and I don't think they'll see the light of day, Clive, in the next short while anyhow. And of course, typical Brad, he's decided not to actually give them to the players. They're staying in the box for next year, so fiscal responsibility from Brett Wilkie.
Morning, Brett, if you're watching. What I was going to say, Ken, is at times at Sorrento, and a lot of the coastal clubs here, North Beach just up the road, you've got Joondalup, of course. It's a great shot there, just tucks in behind the jack. You do have to accept that you're going to lose the odd bowl. The wind's just going to get the odd one, and you just got to say, well, get on with it. Pick the line that's the most common and play that.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's going to happen. The wind is pretty constant. There are gusts every now and then, extreme gusts, but it's pretty constant. So you really know what you're going to get each and every bowl. But as you said, Clive, if one does cut the head or hangs out on the narrow hand, there's really not much you can do about that. Just load up for your next shot.
Well, another one in the zone here from Laini.
Yeah, weight looks
Just
good.
needs it to pull up.
Yeah, just going to sneak past, I think.
Well, Sam's got them at all points of the compass on this end, which is unusual for what we've seen for her so far, but can she come up with a big one in the last? Does need to push. So that won't change anything. Still 2 to Laini and a chance for her to regain the lead. Last bowl of this end.
Persisting forehand, the narrow hand. It's a relatively wide path. She's played it pretty well, Clive.
It's going to park in nicely.
Played that really well. It's a super shot.
Drops in there for 3 shots and takes a 9-6 advantage in this one. It's moving quickly with, 3 of the last 4 ends, Ken, have been 3-shot gains to Laini McGorman. So that's where that 9 has come from.
Yeah, I didn't see that early on. That early on where
Sam crowding it, wasn't
yeah,
she?
Sam sort of jumped out, played the wide hand and seemed to pick it very quickly. But as we know, Laini's a super player. This is my first northeasterly sneeze for the day. Give me a few of those. Those that suffer from hay fever. This is the season in Perth for it.
Sanger watching in the town of Biggar in Scotland. It's been torrential rain all day, so it makes me smile just to see a game. That's what we love to read.
Yeah,
and a nice opener again from Laini.
Yep, got the weight down perfect.
Of course, Mitch looking after us again with the pictures. Did a fantastic job yesterday and has hit the ground running again with some of these great angles we're seeing, and what a great angle we have on that one as it sits in right behind the jack, and Sam Ferguson says, "Don't count me out just yet." It really is a wonderful part of Perth, the sort of the North Metro coastline, isn't it, Ken? City of Joondalup, of course. All 3 clubs that are hosting events are in the city of Joondalup, and it's just it's a wonderful, when you've got the conditions like this. Okay, we could perhaps forget the wind a little bit, but clear skies, beautiful conditions. I'm sure some of these people that are visiting would be loving the chance to get down and sample the beaches and things like that.
Yeah, and I was watching the telecast yesterday and a lot of comments about how lovely the club looked, and spot on, flower beds and the surrounds and so on. It's a big footprint, the Sorrento Bowling Club, probably our biggest metropolitan club in Perth, so plenty of volunteers, which has been great, but they've done a power of work here to present the club as best they can, and thankfully, the weather is supporting that as well. But same with Warwick, lovely little club where the Paras are, of course, the last couple of days, and another day or so there. Joondalup's going to be interesting if this wind continues to blow, though. Joondalup is a very much more, I guess, open club in terms of the greens. And if it blows like this in the next couple of days, the over 60s sides will certainly have their work cut out. Because that does blow there, and it's very exposed all 4 greens. So I'll know they've played a day of bowls at Joondalup if it stays the conditions like this. One of the loose ones from Laini in the last 3 or 4 ends.
Okay, can Sam Ferguson take advantage here and score a 2?
Getting out in that wide hand, which she's really owns at the moment. Pace looks good, Clive.
Just needs to get down for her. I think it is.
I think the breeze will help her here. That's a super shot. Goodness.
That will be 2 shots to Sam Ferguson. She moves her score along to 8 and trails by 1. 8 shots to 9, which Perth Pennants there. Ken is always a fan of a 10-7 scoreline. He's missed out on this occasion as we move to 9-8. And Mary Spees joining us. Hello, Mary, one of our regulars here on Rinkside Live, watching all the way from Laguna Beach in California. And Mary was over for the World Championships in just a few weeks ago. So fantastic to have you on again, Mary, and all of our guests from all around the world. We love it. We love that we can bring all this coverage to you across Australia and indeed across the world. Plenty of passion from the under-18s behind us. That is one thing the under-18s do bring to the sport. Yep. Plenty of energy.
Yep.
And we saw, of course, Stella Palmer crowned Australian under-18 girls singles champion last night, Ken.
Yeah, watched that again on the feed, and gee, that was a terrific game. Green with a little bit more holding at the end of the day in the evening, but some fantastic bowls were played.
Yeah, certainly. And Stella spoke very well afterwards as well. She's popular. She's a popular figure, is Stella, that's for sure. And of course, if Reece Finn Young's 12 months after winning the under-18s title is anything to go by, and prior to that, Kate Argent-Bowden, we've got some good examples of where the winners of that event can end up.
Yeah, I think everyone's been extremely impressed by the standard of play from the 18s. Of course, the big day today, if it can be, one of the blue ribboned events, the under-18 boys singles. We will know the victor probably about 8:30 tonight, I would have thought, Clive.
Right here on Rinkside Live.
And that'll be no doubt a terrific contest as well. Geez, some really, really good players are out there at the moment for the boys.
So Sam's regained control of this length at the moment. Played 2 solid bowls so far on this end, and this one looks like it's cruising in to a similar home. That'll do for 3. Laini was still a couple to play here. 7-3 lead to Julia Brownie over Cassandra Millerick at the moment. And Chris Ace Watson has taken the lead against Ray Simpson, 8 shots to 7. This is what can happen here, Ken. One person can nail it, and the other person's left searching a bit. And the danger at Sorrento is you can drop multiples. And this is what we've seen. I mean, we've seen 3 ends of 3 scored by Laini because she's nailed it and Sam hasn't quite been able to find it. Yeah. Now we've seen the opposite.
And forced to swing around hands then. She hasn't played a lot, Laini, on the backhand going away from the clubhouse, which has really been owned by Sam. She's played much more up the forehand, narrow hand. But there's a couple of short bowls in her way, so I'm pretty sure she'll have to play that wide backhand again.
Just wonder whether Laini might search a little bit here. It looks like she's stuck to the draw. She might search for a land. Well, she has got that little bit on it.
Yeah, I think she's played this pretty well, Clive. Well, she's picked
land
the
as
hole.
Well. Oh, that's well played. I thought that might be tempting because there weren't a lot of gaps there by playing that sort of weight. And she's caught the shot bowl and sat.
I think the marker's got in the right hand the red paddles. I think she's a right-hander, our marker. Let's have a look. Girls aren't convinced.
I think they're going to measure.
Oh,
yep.
Well, she's certainly given 1. Or was that just in the way?
No, that was just to move that out the way.
Okay.
Yep.
I think Di, she's pretty confident with the red marker in the hand.
Well, red would indicate Laini. Here we go. Look at these close-ups we get of these measures.
Red it is.
There we go. So, Laini leads at 10 shots to 8. First to double figures. And that's the first single that Laini scored in the match. Everything else has been 3s.
Again, I'm not really playing all this. I think it's perhaps the shortest end. I was going to say they've been playing similar length ends, but I think this is a touch shorter now. Matt is up 3 or 4 metres and only mid-length the jack. assist with backhand. Narrow hand going back towards the clubhouse at Sorrento.
Decent first bowl too. Just missed the jack, but sits in behind. Said yesterday, anytime you just land a couple of feet to a metre pass with that first bowl, you're in the zone.
She's played this well. Again, this shorter length on the wide hand. Probably falling, that'd be a good 30 centimetres shy of the jack. Sometimes a little hard to quantify the distance on the screen, but that's about a foot short of jack from Samantha, and a good metre behind for Laini.
Yeah, Vicky just commenting it's a shame we won't see any of the senior games. It is. Unfortunately, the availability to cover those games just wasn't there for us. Nothing against wanting to cover the seniors, and they were initially in the schedule to cover, but unfortunately we just couldn't make that happen. We will be at the Paras tomorrow and Monday at Warwick. Then we'll take a little break, and then we'll have full coverage of the Open Side Series and the Australian Championship. So it is 12 days of coverage for the 14 days of play, which whilst I can understand the slight disappointment for the people following the seniors, 12 out of 14 days coverage is pretty good in anyone's language.
Well, you'll need to get the tonsils a rest at some stage, Clive, won't you, over the
well,
course of the 14
we'll
days?
We'll be doing that during the Open Sides, Ken, and the Lord Lee Such will be in looking after you.
Yes, I think I've got a couple of stints with Sachi.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of the right words, whether I'm looking forward to it or not.
He's wonderful. He's a great character. And I know there's plenty of people looking forward to hearing the dulcet tones of Lee Such back on the streaming again. Cameron Harris will be in as well to join you throughout the Open Sides. And I think we've got Bowls WA President Doug Kelly in there as well, Ken.
Yeah, and I think in speaking with the Bowls Australia staff, we'll probably have a few special guests along the way as well who'll be over for some of these tournaments. I know the national selectors, I saw Therese Hastings yesterday, watching the games with great interest. So I think we'll have some of those Australian reps and Australian staff on during the course of the next couple of weeks as well.
Therese didn't miss an opportunity to heckle as she went past a few times yesterday, Ken. Just like that recorded.
Yes, well.
Yes. Okay, Sam Ferguson with her last attempt, the last attempt for this end.
Travelling a little, Clive, I think.
I think so. Just going to, just a little bit of both, really, wasn't it? Just so we'll get confirmation that it is 1 to Sam. So just narrows that gap to the narrowest of gaps. Just one shot the difference, 10-9 to Laini.
Well, I can't see too many of the under-18 boys games from here, but right behind us on B green, it's the green they played yesterday on the ditch rink, is young Callum Alberti from WA playing the ACT rep. Alberti leading that 1-7-5.
Yes, we do have, if you go to the description of our feed, we do have the score updates link there that you can go to. Now, bear in mind that those score updates are being all compiled and then uploaded, so they can be, 5 minutes or so behind, but they will give you an idea of how those games are progressing because, yes, Ken, it's impossible for us to give score updates of every match that's going on. We would only be talking about score updates, and some of them are out of our vision. So Sam claims first honours on this end. Laini just travelling across there.
Interesting, she actually swung around there,
yes,
Clive.
Well,
that's probably her first bowl that she's actually bowled on that wide backhand with her first bowl.
Well, we did talk about that.
Yeah, it's and I thought she was playing very well in that narrow forehand, but choosing to play the wider hand and match up with Samantha, who again looks very adjacent with this bowl.
Well, the thing is, Ken, if you you can try that other hand without actually trying it yourself, because you watch what your opposition is doing on it. And if they're achieving a level of consistency on that hand, you might say, well, maybe that is the kind of hand to be playing.
You saw in the vision she really wasn't quite sure what to play, but she's gone back now to the forehand, the narrow forehand. Which I thought she's played really, really well during the competition. This just needs to hang on a little. No reason for Sam to change.
Bob Borman watching from a ship on
Bobby.
the Pacific Ocean.
Oh, Bob. Lovely. Past president, of course, of Bowls Australia.
Yes, great man.
Good South Australian.
Yeah, well, he'll be. We know where his allegiance will be. He'll definitely be cheering for Laini, and probably a little bit for Dye as well, the marker.
Indeed.
Yes, there will be score updates throughout the senior sides. Jill?
Yeah, Laini sort of chopping and changing a little bit, forehand, backhand. Opportunity really now for Sam to get a mini break in this game. 21 will come up very quickly. As you said, Clive, earlier, a lot of multiples being scored in this game. Now, will the Breeze get her there? The Breeze right behind this bowl now, but it's still going to pull up short. Now, what does Laini do here? Not a lot of room.
I don't know, Kim, but we're a chance to take off again at the moment.
Yeah, we might land in Laini's lap here in the middle of her backswing if this Breeze keeps up. She has gone, yeah, she has played the wide hand. And she's got a little weight on it too, Clive.
Well,
she'll probably need to land something.
The Jack's her hope. Just missed it.
Slides past.
That was another one of those, just trying to give it a chance up there, search up there looking for a result. But I think 2 will be the count, and that is the lead swinging back to Sam Ferguson, courtesy of winning 3 of the last 4 ends. A 2, a 1 and a 2. Only interrupted by 1 to Laini, which, if we remember back, that was the last end in the previous direction where Laini landed in there when she was 2 or 3 light. So perhaps the momentum currently just with Sam Ferguson.
And again, at short medium, I suppose, you'd see the length of the end. Jack about 2 or 3 metres from the tee, and the mat is up a fair way. Marker getting prepared to mark this, and that's a terrific opening bowl.
Ken, I enjoy reading our comments as they come in, because we've got Bob that's watching from a ship.
From a suite, no doubt, on the ship too, with Bob, knowing Bob.
We've got people that will be watching in their lounge room. We've got people. Darren's watching from his car in Edwardstown. Hopefully, you're not driving the car at that stage. There's a great reply there from Laini. Nails the Jack. It just shows you, and we've got people from all around the world.
California,
just brilliant.
You mentioned earlier on. Not sure what time it is in California.
It would be 15 hours difference to here, Ken, whatever that works out.
Night time?
It would be night time. Well worked out.
It's about as far as I'll go. Laini back on the backhand.
Needs a clear run.
Yeah. Weight's good. That'll be good enough for 2, Clive.
Yep. As we've seen throughout, you don't necessarily have to be all over the Jack to count. You just have to be closer than your opposition in these conditions.
This would appear to be running a little bit quick. She does need to land. I think there's a nice gap there that she's going to find.
It was so well pointed in terms of line, but just ran through.
Just asking 2 it is. Thank you, Di, the marker. Laini would be pleased if she can just fall inside the previous bowl.
She's done well.
Sam. Yeah, she has done well.
Very well.
She'd love it to hurry and get behind the jack, but
Well,
it is.
This is swings and roundabouts, this game at the moment. It's just whoever can nail it early. You know, I guess in this case Sam did nail it early, and Laini was good enough to trail the jack away from her.
She might be playing with some weight here, I think,
certainly
Clive.
is.
Looking.
Great angle.
She's certainly looking. Well, that's the result, because that will
Is that
be...
the toucher?
That is the toucher. Stays in the corner.
So the toucher has stayed in bounds. Don't be put off by the pole that's there. That is not the peg. So
Hold on to the marker. It's probably 2.5 feet the shot bowl, but what has she got, Clive? Probably 6 feet to draw.
This is a classic draw to the tee. This is just a classic draw to the tee. Don't try for anything more. Just has to really pass the front bowl.
Well, she's got more weight than she probably needed.
It's fine.
But I think she's played it pretty well, though. That's a super shot.
Yeah, just the idea of drawing to the tee. That way, you give yourself about a metre either way. That way, to before you're in any sort of danger zone. 2 shots it is to Laini, and she leads at 12 shots 11. After an eventful end there, Sam grabbed the jack with the first. Laini was good enough to get it away from her. Sat with 3, and Sam did her best to get out of it, but still 2 shots to Laini. Let's have a look across the boards. It's an 8-6 lead to Julia Brownie. That is against Cassandra Millerick, so it's Queensland over Victoria. And Ray Simpson for Tasmania leads Chris Ace Watson for WA 11 shots to 9 at the moment.
So given that, Clive, if Millerick was to lose that game, that would effectively, I think, put her out of the competition, and it would come down to these two.
Yeah, I mean, still a medal chance, of course, but you're talking about the gold medal.
Talking about gold,
yep. Yeah, just repeating that there are no finals for the Champion of Champions event. It is a pure round-robin event, so no need for a final. Whoever ends up with the best win-loss record with shots up as the decider will take the gold medal. And not only will they take a gold medal, Ken, but they earn a shot at a world title as well.
Yeah, it's one of the important parts, really, of this competition. Off to the World Champion of Champs. I don't know where that is, Clive, for the next edition of the World Champs. Often, of course, played in Australia, but not sure.
We might have someone that knows that on the on our stream, but Brett's asking how's the temperature. We'd be up around the 30-degree mark right now. Brett, it's only 9:15, but that's where we'll be. Just checking that for you now. Yeah, 28.2 at the moment on the official bomb site, as Sam looks for a land here, or the jack just skirts the outside of the jack, and it's still 2 to Laini. So yes, it is going to be another warm one, and with easterlies forecast all day, the cooling southwesterly may not exist today. And on these hot days, as Laini adds another there, that'll be 3. On these hot days, you'll take a warm easterly over nothing, because when that breeze dies away, it does get very warm.
Well, yeah, that traditional summer pattern, I guess we haven't got to yet, but, you know, gusting hot easterlies in the morning, stops around midday, and we fry for a couple of hours, and then in comes the southwesterly to save us all at sort of mid-afternoon.
It pretty much sums it up.
That's about Perth the next 3 months. But on this occasion, as you said, we haven't quite gotten to that summer pattern, so it's just gusting easterlies all day. Just working its way back. Breeze helping it to fall.
Well, it's probably just out, I think, but gee, Laini holding a crucial 3 shots at the moment. Can Sam find a way in here with her last?
This really is a big bowl, isn't it, in the scheme of this game? 15-11 potentially it stands. She's certainly got plenty of weight, Clive. Is she going to hang enough?
I'm not sure on the weight, Ken.
No, you're right. Not sure if it would have got there without...
It was wanting to turn as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Just needed something.
Yeah, the breeze was hurting. Now.
I think this is 3.
3 it is.
So another 3. 4 threes have been scored by Laini in this match. Sam Ferguson yet to record a 3. 15-11 the scoreline. We've played 13 ends. And as I say, while ends don't matter, and someone asked yesterday, well, why are the ends on the scoreboard? Well, it is interesting to note, you know, that we are only 13 ends in. We're going at a scoring rate of 2 shots an end at the moment.
Yeah.
With 26 shots scored.
Yeah, and just looking across the board, this is clearly a game that has outstripped all others in the singles.
Advanced, isn't it? Yeah,
absolutely. What have we got? 26 shots collectively in this game, 16 on the rink next door, and about 20 in the Tassie WA game.
Yeah, so it's moving along quickly. And a decent opener there again from Laini. Won't be unhappy with that. That's sort of a bowl, first bowl, just is sort of your marker and says, okay, well, I'm probably not dropping 4 in these conditions by landing a bowl there. Of course, you never can tell with some of these players and come up with some big shots. As Sam just misses the weight. It's about a metre short.
Again, Laini, well, I won't say persevering because she's has a handy little lead, but playing this narrow backhand back towards the clubhouse. I think it will stay on deck, close to the ditch, but does stay on about a metre behind. And again, Samantha will play the wide forehand, as she has pretty well all game. This looks a better bowl, Clive. She clears that front, which she will. I would suggest this is... She pulled up in the shadow of the light. Does that slow it down, Clive?
Either that or you miscalled it.
Yes. Thanks, Clive. Support there.
Yeah, Andrew Nuttall joining us, mentioning how much he enjoyed Stella Palmer's performance last night. And everyone was marvelling at Stella's delivery. It's just, it's a perfect delivery that she has. Don't forget, we've got more matches coming up for you today. 11:15 a.m. Western Standard Time. Brenton Code and Lee Schreiner to do battle. That'll be a good one, as this one from Sam just holds wide and tried to correct and sort of corrected both, if you like. Then we'll have what we'll do with the 2:30 session is we will look for a match that is going to be most likely to affect the overall outcome. So we'll just hold fire on who that will be at this stage. And then, of course, we'll have the under-18 boys singles final at 5:30 this evening, Western Standard Time. Do your time zone corrections wherever you are. I'm in Australia. I think we've got 6 time zones at the moment. And, of course, if you're anywhere else in the world, you can do your conversions as well. It is 9:20 here in Western Australia right now.
Just trying to think back, Clive, with the men's Champion of Chance. Am I right in saying from the results from last night that Craig Mills, South Australia, is our only undefeated player? I think had the bye. Was that 2 wins in the bye, and all the other players were either 1 win, or if you did have 2 wins, you hadn't had the bye. So
well, there's an opportunity there to go through the standings, so we'll do that, Ken. But we'll just that was 1 to Laini, so she now leads 16-11. The men's standings coming into this round, we had Lee Schreiner on top with 3 wins, because Craig Mills dropped his game last night.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Then we had a host of players on 2 wins: Jack East, Glenn Pitts, Daniel Baker and Craig Mills. Now you have to factor in that a couple of those players have had their bye and a couple haven't. So there is certain advantages there. Brendan Code only on 1 win, but he has had his bye. So And Scott Dagwell still looking to bring up his first victory. So Lee Schreiner was the one on top coming into this round.
After dropping his first game.
Yep, and of course he's got his bye today. So it will give people a potential chance to catch up with him a little bit. If we have a look at the matches that are happening right now, Lee Schreiner's playing Craig Mills at the moment. Scott Dagwell playing Daniel Baker, and Brenton Code playing Glenn Pitts. Jack East is on the bye. We'll see if we can give you some score updates from that one in just a moment. Of course, you can get your own score updates by going to the score update link that is in the description of our feed, which I am doing as we speak.
And I can give you those with my outstanding eyes, Clive, on one of the other greens. The Mills-Schreiner game is tied up at 10-all. The Queensland representative leads code...
That's Glenn Pitts.
Glenn Pitts leads code 14-6. And the third game is ACT Northern Territory. ACT up 11-7. So that Schreiner-Mills game is a critical match.
Certainly is.
Schreiner wins that. You think he's probably in the box seat again for another national champions, as we see a terrific bowl there from Laini McGorman, making two, just sitting out Samantha's shot bowls.
She's put the foot down, hasn't she, Ken? When the last three ends, a 2, a 3 and a 1. And this is a crucial stage of a 21-end match because 16 clearly is not far away from victory. Sam going to get down here.
Oh, gee, that...
If it falls over, it's a chance.
Absolutely.
I'd probably still favour the purple, but there won't be much in that. Di will get in and have a look for us in just a moment once the players have cleared their head. In fact,
thank you, Di.
She just asked Sam who's got the shot. That's the easy way to do it.
Well, I still think the game is up for grabs, but of course remembering that that Sam Ferguson led 5-0. So since then, 16-6, it doesn't seem a 16-6 game since those early couple of ends.
Not at all.
Again, big bowl here, Clive, a little 2-foot trail for a huge 3, but she's not going to trail it, but she may just get there to count.
Just needs it to stand up.
Oh, that may have fallen away. Under 18s are getting excited behind us. It's Tassie against New South Wales, causing plenty of excitement in the boys' fours. Tassie boys up in that game, in fact, 9-3 against New South Wales. Again, just looking at one of the boys' singles matches, only because it's so close to us. Young Callum Alberti leading the ACT representative 15-6.
Sam with her last bowl on its way here. It's on a tight enough line to do some damage here with the jack.
Well, needs to run, Clive, with
She's
it.
done it well.
Yep.
That will do for 1 to Sam, I believe. We might check it, but no, 1 to Sam it is.
Well, that's a huge shot.
Got the job done. Just got enough of the jack to get it moving far enough that her bowl could trickle through with it. So 16-12, the lead to Laini McGorman. Wayne Rayner joining us. Wayne loves the live streaming, loves watching the bowls on the live stream, a big supporter of bowls. Good on your way. Is that national coach? Do I see national coach Gary Willis there? Yes.
Indeed you do.
Yes. So, yes, he's given us a little wave. Gary Willis is in the building. Well, he's on the premises anyway.
Looking a bit aimless to me, wandering around looking for something.
All right, first bowl of Sam's there. Just parks in alongside the jack. Handy first one. So Laini had a little look on that on that wider side. Not so much in this direction. She's really stuck to the narrow side coming this way.
Played it well again. She played it very well.
Does enough to pinch the shot back.
Big end, Clive. You know, Laini gets up here. She's an end away from claiming the win.
Yes, once you hit that 17 mark, it can all happen very quickly.
Very quickly, yep.
Sometimes it doesn't happen as quickly as you'd like, Ken, when you're on that one end away.
But you'd think any score here to Laini makes it really tough then for Sam to get back into the game. Play this well as again.
Far away, is it? Look at this.
This is a real cracker.
Beautifully played. Just drops in behind.
Counts and covers.
It does stick its nose out a little bit with Sam playing that forehand. She'll be able to play down to those two bowls now. All about picking the right line here.
Certainly got some weight on it, Clive,
Yeah,
but is ducking away.
Yep.
Now, draw to count again or cover?
I think Laini needs to get amongst those blues. Just anywhere, doesn't have to go ridiculously past, but just dropping in behind the closest blue bowl of Sam Ferguson would be ideal.
Needs to hurry to do that.
She's going to draw another.
Here she has.
Well, I mean, why not put some more pressure on? Well, we'll find out. Sam Ferguson, this is huge in the context of this match and potentially in the context of the title. Well, it's not overweighted. She's trying to draw this.
She's close too, Clive. Very close. A breeze will help here.
What a shot.
Breeze will help. That is a terrific bowl.
And the fact that she's right on the jack makes it that little bit better because it's hard to move without the jack going anywhere. What a shot.
In fact, Clive, you wouldn't want to be cutting the head. Any contact with that last shot bowl and it will spring.
Just
it
make
will
it
spring
worse.
and make it a lot worse, yeah. So one down here is not a bad result. Don't get that bowl. Ooh.
One it is to Sam Ferguson. What a shot to come up with at a crucial moment. She's done that really on the last two ends. I mean, she got the trail of the jack up that end and followed it through for one and then managed to nail it right there. 16-13, the lead to Laini.
Now, pushing, interesting, this is a change of tactics or not, pushing the bowls right back to the ditch and the mat is on the tee. And it would appear she's going to, as best she can, pretty good throw if she wants to go ditch to ditch because that's exactly what she has done. That's a terrific throw, tee to tee.
Yep, and as she plays that first bowl, I can tell you 12-7 is the lead to Julia Brownie over Cassandra Millerick. And 16-11 the lead to Ray Simpson over Chris Ace Watson. As the great man Gary Willis just strolled past, taking it all in.
Solid first bowl from Sam Ferguson. I said probably haven't played this length for a good hour, I would have thought. But here's a terrific response though.
Certainly is.
That's great bowls. Tough conditions, although probably am I right in saying, Clive, the breeze has just dropped a touch.
Generally when you say that it picks up again,
yeah.
But yes, you're correct.
Just fallen away a little bit. Still breezy, but nowhere near the almost gale force that the players started off the first hour in. As Sam Ferguson, breeze will push this bowl further and further away. So
Minna Rasmussen joining us from Geraldton. Great to have the tournament here in WA, she says.
Yeah, that might be warm up there in Geraldton, Clive, I would have thought.
Yeah, well, their season's underway up there. They've played a couple of games up there already in their pennant season. Generally starts a little earlier than the Metro season, as another one drops in there for Laini.
Samantha continuing to play and persist with this wider backhand. She again has played it well. The breeze will help her, and I think she's drawn shot, and she has.
She's coming up with the big bowls when she needs to at the moment.
Absolutely.
Ken. That's the mark of a experienced player who can handle the big moments.
Laini forced to follow suit on that backhand. She would love a little trail here. Won't get it. Weight's probably good enough for her, but just cutting that head on the wider hand.
Sam's been at the pointy end of many major events. I've seen her often on Rinkside Live. Also very good in team events, Sam. Very good record in team events at the AO. And Laini's been on the scene for a number of years, and really, I tipped her as a smoky to win this because I just think she's knocked on the door so many times.
This is a big bowl, Clive. If she can pick a little jack up round, tuck it around the corner for 3, she will be within touching distance.
Yep, every reason to reach because she can sit the shot bowl as well. Just needs to be out to the line. That's the key here. It looks like it's dropping across.
Yeah, hasn't played this hand much at all today, so that's under the head.
And one more to Sam. Well, Laini had put together 3 ends in a row, Ken, and now Sam's run off 3 ones. Each time she's played a big bowl to grab that one.
Absolutely.
And it's now 16-14 in favour of Laini McGorman.
Goodness. Boys getting excited over there in the under-18 fours.
It's one of those games. The only way you could describe that is it sounds like a great game because we can't see it, but it sounds great.
Just peeking over my shoulder here onto B green, I can see one result that's a blowout, which is the New South Wales girls fours leading the Tasmanian girls 18-0 after 8 ends. And in fact, the New South Wales girls singles, very similar. New South Wales girls singles leading Tasmania 18-2.
That can't be the girls singles. The girls singles
Girls
played
singles
yesterday.
last night.
Yep. Come on, Ken. Lift, mate.
No, actually, I've miscounted because they were just swapping over and giving high fives across the rings. Obviously, that's the pairs and triples for the girls, not singles and fours, and 24 hours behind there. But irrespective, New South Wales with significant leads over the Tassie ladies.
I was going to say, if it was the girls singles, Stella's going to be disappointed because she's the champion.
Yes, she'd be resting. Get the feet up.
No, she's out there. She'll be out there playing in the pairs.
And another result I can see, the boys fours. ACT have actually taken the lead over WA 7-5 after 7 ends.
All right, Laini looking to beat that last bowl of Sam Ferguson. She just needs a clear run now. We didn't quite get the clear run, got the nudge, but that might be enough.
Yes, it is.
So it is a race to the finish here. Sam looking to climb around the front here. This is very close.
That's a cracking shot,
What,
man.
what
Wow.
a shot.
Gee, she's played that hand well. That wide forehand well.
Brilliant. In fact, when you look at that bowl, where it's got to, that was on the forehand to get to where it's got.
Wrapped itself around the back of the jack,
you'd almost swear that it was played on the back end. Laini just passing a bit high. So once again, Sam able to nail it with one big bowl. It's been the pattern over the last 3 ends. This one looks like it's travelling a little, so that won't trouble the count.
Probably in a good spot though, Clive. If If Laini was to get that bit of that jack, that's just about where the jack will go.
Laini playing to reach. Well, I say that. I thought she was playing a bit of weight out of the hand. It's more just draw weight.
And she's close, Clive. Very close.
Wow. Perfectly timed, but just dropped across the front. So another one. 4 ones in a row. I always say that about singles. If you score one, the opposition's not going anywhere, so you can catch up that way. 16-11 it was 4 ends ago. It's now 16-15 in favour, still, of Laini McGorman. This game's gone in runs. The momentum has been with either player. I'd say at the moment, while Sam has the momentum, it's primarily been one bowl on each of those 4 ends that's done the damage.
Yeah, if you're playing a 100-up competition, Clive, you'd think Laini would be
yes.
more than comfortably in front. Ditch to ditch again. Terrific jack throw again from Sam Ferguson. Matt on the tee, and the jack as good as on the tee. A pretty solid start too with her first. Breeze will help that at the very end.
Yeah, nice opener. That's probably been her best opening bowl for a few ends, other than the one where she actually nailed it up this end. But that was quite a few ends ago now. She's generally been doing it with that 3rd and 4th bowl over the last few.
Laini's not far away herself. Clive just.
14-7 lead to Julia Brownie now over Cassandra Millerick, and an 18-11 lead to Ray Simpson over Chris Ace Watson. But the title might go a long way to being decided right here on these next few ends, right here in front of us.
Yep, another fine shot. That's 2 for Ferguson. Rolling her own shot bowl over, almost getting behind the jack.
Cole watching from Narrogin. Got a practice game today. I guess those practice games will be happening all over WA, really. Some seasons will be starting. Some will be under practice orders. With the WA season, well, this is a massive way to launch the WA season, really, isn't it, Ken? With the state fours to follow after the nationals, and then we into the metro season. And as I mentioned, all the country league seasons are just getting underway as well over the next week or two. Some of them already.
Yep, Metro Pennant 3 weeks away.
So
yeah, big bowl here.
Yeah, I get the feeling that there is a bit of a reaching shot if Laini wanted to play it. It doesn't look like this has got a heap on it. She's chasing it down, but it's not getting back.
Yeah, it'll need to work pretty hard against the breeze from there.
Just wonder whether she might prefer to play into the pocket, but the issue is the lead in the match is on the line at a very crucial time right here.
Now I think Sam's, whether she wants to cover, play another backhand. No, she's going to swing around. Maybe cover that last bowl.
Well, she may sense that there's an opportunity for Laini to play some weight into those bowls.
Well, she's certainly well wide of the target. In fact, I doubt that's going to stay up on deck. Yeah, that's.
So her issue there, Ken, was if she lands another one close, she only builds that target that is essentially already there for Laini. If we just pan back up. Oh, we might have lost that camera for a sec. There we go. There we go. So there's already a bit of a target. If she'd landed one just outside it or just alongside him, it would have set it in stone, and Laini's got the 2 back bowls. So that's where Sam's thoughts were there.
And she's playing backhand this time, Clive, as you suggested, into that pocket. gets the jack into the corner, it'll certainly be 2, if not 3, but she's turned her back on it
This
already.
looks tight.
Yeah, giving that away very early.
So, I must admit I haven't seen the signals through the end. Is it 2 or 3?
I think it's close to 3. No, she's got the paddle. Yes, it is. 3 shots it is
3
to Samantha
shots.
Ferguson. Gee, this game has ebbed and flowed, hasn't it?
It certainly has. Now, Sam was last in front at 11.10. 11.10, then Laini went on her run of 3 ends that we saw. But Sam's put 5 ends in a row together to now lead 18-16 after trailing 11-16. All right.
Just trying to look across at the men's, Clive. Of course, some big games, of course, over there. ACT lead NT 14-10.
So that's Scott Dagwell over Daniel Baker.
I guess the big game, the Schreiner-Mills game, it looks like Mills leads 12-11. And the third game is the Victorian, so we Code against Pitts of Queensland, and Pitts just about, almost finalising that, 19-9 in front of Glenn Pitts.
Great starter here from Sam. Parks itself right in behind the jack there. Threatens to fall over. So Laini just needs to find that little bit more. She hasn't been far away on these 5 ends that she's lost. She certainly hasn't been out of them. Just needs to find something. This is just going to pass on the outside. Could be useful for later on. Right now, though, Sam Ferguson's only 3 shots from victory. That's the danger. Sam's nailed it with her first, and she's only a 3 collect from victory. She just collected 3, and that was her first 3 for the match.
This breeze really has dropped off considerably from the start of the game.
It's going to do to present a threat right now. 2 shots, and really means that Laini does have to play a good bowl here to cut this down. Does hamper the backhand slightly, which has been Laini's favoured hand up this way, as you mentioned, Ken. This is down to weight.
I think she's got great weight, Clive. Is she going to turn under that bowl? Oh, no, she won't.
1 and a look.
1 and a look.
Gee, on our angle that looks like 2 though, so...
It does. So Sam would be itching to move that jack perhaps 6 or 7 inches, tuck it behind those front bowls, and she's not far away from doing that, Clive. A little touch of the jack is a massive result.
Made to order.
That is 3 shots now.
Made to order. Nice when that happens when you're in commentary, isn't it, Ken?
Thank you very much. Samantha, now pressure is on. And it's a running shot, Clive, forehand runner. Any contact is going to help. It's wide, I think, Clive.
You and I both know Brett Tye, Ken, a local player. Brett, a bit of a character, but he said to me one time, he said he reckons most games of singles end in a missed running shot. I'd never really thought about it, but he's not far off.
Yeah. And a head shake after it's gone about 2 feet. That's now, will she draw another, or is she going to try and cover that back purple?
I think she'll want to still hide this away. I think she'd love to just get down to that jack and hide it away. She's going to cover and count.
Yep.
Well, here we go. Game on the line right now. Laini McGorman, I guess this will be bigger weight.
Really needs to either split those bowls on the side or get the shot bowl.
Yeah, get 2 of them moving. Must get 2 of them moving. Doesn't look good out of the hand. This is gone.
She's turned the back early.
So that is going to get us to conclusion. Sam Ferguson has won the last 6 ends in a row to complete, well, what will be a 21-16 victory. The 4 shots on the last end would have taken her to 22, but 21's all she needs. So, well, it was an entertaining affair, Ken, and I think Laini will feel like, whilst that one got away from her late, that she didn't do a lot wrong in those passage of ends. It was more that Sam came up with the really big bowls when it was needed.
Well, you think of those 2 ends in a row where Laini was holding probably 3 shots on each of them, and if she'd held those 3 shots on each of them, probably would have rounded out the game. but Sam bowled 2 absolutely crackers to make 2 ones. That started her run, which Laini couldn't get back from. So she looked back on that game, I think, Laini, in what could have been, but all kudos to Samantha for 2 ripping bowls when really was down, almost down game.
And Sam's taken a big step towards winning the title. She moves to 4 wins. She will be the only player on 4 wins when this round comes to a close. Other matches at the moment, we've got Julia Brownie leading 14-10, make that 16-10 against Cassandra Millerick, and Ray Simpson leading 18-13 over Chris Ace Watson. It is a big thank you to Tourism Western Australia, the Department of Local Government, Sport and Cultural Industries, as well as Lottery West, of course, here in Western Australia, and the City of Joondalup, as we bring you day 2 here of the Nationals 2023. Our next match will be Brenton Code versus Lee Schreiner in the Men's Champion of Champions competition. That will be an hour and a half from now at 11:15. Make sure you like the Bowls Australia Facebook page, turn your notifications on, and if we are on a little bit early, well, then you don't miss any of the action, do you? Ken, thank you for your time.
Are you, Clyde? Looking forward to the next game, and I think it's a little bit like this one. If Lee Schreiner can probably take that next game, he might stitch up another title as well for the Champion of Champs.
Alrighty, it is a warm sunny day here at Sorrento for the Nationals 2023. We'll see you when we're back for round 2 today.